Down at the property again. I noticed that the AC last time, unless the RPMs was up, wasn't working very good. So I brought down a little compressor I got to try to blow out with this tool that I bought. I think it's called a radiator cleaning. So I can slip in, the idea is slip in behind the radiators to get at the fins directly and blow it out. We'll see how it works. Okay, so try to explain the situation again. It's got 46 hours on it. I've never cleaned the radiators out at all before. I noticed when I was cutting last time, it was fine. I probably have about 10 or so hours of cutting time on it now. The AC temperature was fine, but as soon as we stopped for lunch and we started up again at idle, I noticed the AC was really not performing well. So I came in here and checked this screen. You can see some residue left, and I've never cleaned any of this before. This will be the first time cleaning. And you can see the front of this radiator is also starting to get full of material. So I was thinking, well, how best can I clean that? And I need to get air moving this way to push everything that's been sucked in out. There's also this one that I just noticed right now as I was talking to you. Look at how full it is. So I'm going to start by blowing air out that way, but before I do any of that, it's on, it's running obviously. I have the AC on. I'm going to get a base mark temperature with my little thermostat up there, and then we'll see what it is idling now before I clean it with the AC on, the temperature, once it stabilizes, and then I'll stop, blow it all out, turn it on again, let it idle, and then get the new idle temperature of the AC line. So it's about 60. All right. By the way, the ambient temperature outside is about 85 down here in Florida. So, okay, here's how this setup works. I was going to bring my generator down, but my Volt decided to bring the Volt down instead of the truck. The Volt basically is a generator. It has a gas generator and a big battery pack. There's a DC to DC converter that tops the small 12-volt battery up from the main traction battery, the high voltage battery, when the car is on. So what I did is years ago, I bought this 1,000 watt inverter to be powered as a 12-volt inverter that can be powered off the 12-volt battery. And as long as the car is on, the car through that DC to DC converter tops up the 12-volt battery. And what that allows me to do is run small loads off of the 12-volt battery. And as long as there's charge in the high voltage battery, it'll continuously charge it up. Now, if the high voltage battery goes dead, the gas generator will turn on to provide power to the high voltage battery, and then again through the high voltage battery to 12-volt system. So in the event of like a hurricane or something like that, I can use my Volt as long as there's gas in the car as a sort of generator to power small loads off of it in the house. Anyway, I'm going to use that same system here to clean out the tractor by powering the compressor. So how it works is basically what I described. So I'm just going to lift up the mat here and connect my little inverter to the battery right here. Probably gonna need both hands. Okay, got it wired up temporarily. Turn the inverter on. I can turn this little display on just through a little communication wire to the inverter. And you can see right now we're at 12.3 volts. That's with the car off. So remember, with the DC to DC converter, if I turn the main power onto the vehicle, trunk's open, I know. So I left some charge in the battery when I was driving down. And there's a little fuel in the tank as well. So 21 miles of high voltage range left to drive the whole vehicle. I'm just gonna come over here now, and now look, we're at 14.5. So you can clearly see that DC to DC converter is at this point charging the battery. There, see it a little cleaner now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the compressor on. Output power, a little less than half, and the regulator down to 50. We'll see how well it cleans. I got that on Marketplace for 40 bucks. I have a bigger one, but I figured I'll just leave this one down here, and the price seemed right. Anyway, so this is a radiator genie. I think I mentioned that before. And basically, there's a water and an air version that comes in the kit. So anyway, with since we have air down here, what I'm gonna do is sneak it in behind, just like this. You see? Pull the trigger and pull it back. So you can see where that line was created. I'm gonna try to hit that bottom one there so you can see it. See? So I'm gonna keep doing that. Let's see, that little burst took the pressure down to about 50. And I'm gonna try to go all the way in and just keep doing that. Pressure's really leaving it now. I'm gonna have to let it build up some more. Small tank. So I'm gonna keep doing this. On this, I think this is the AC condenser or evaporator or whatever, AC radiator I'll call it, because the lines are going into the compressor. So I'm gonna keep after it. All right, done a few more passes. This one looks pretty decent. Gonna run it through a couple more times real quick. Be very gentle if you do this, because just a couple quick, barely touch the fins and they start to curl over. So those fins are very, very delicate. All right, so this is that new filter that I didn't notice before. Look at all that. Oh yeah. Let's slide this one back where I found it. Drop it in there, take this one out. Look at all that. All right, this side's, I had to come to the other side of the tractor because I can get in behind the main radiator. So I think this is the main engine coolant radiator because the fan's right there. And we got the cap. No real good spot to get at the back of that one. Luckily, it doesn't look too jammed up. And it's got that big guard on the front of it. These other two though, what's this? The intercooler and another one below it, not sure. So anyway, I came to this side to start blowing these out with the radiator genie here. And I can kind of slide it, I can slide it in better and carefully see where I'm going. You see? All right, I think I did a good enough job. Close this up. Actually, you know what I wanted to check? Is how the engine filter is doing. Looks a little dirty. I'm gonna wait until the end of today to clean that off, I think. Okay, line that back up. There we go. All right, I'm gonna close this. You can see once you run at high RPM, it just sucks in anything in the air. And when I'm doing this tall grass cutting at slow speeds, it just sucks it right up on this grill here. All right, so let's do my test. "47 hours on it." All right, started. Lower the bucket down. And I'm gonna turn on. So hopefully we'll beat 60 after idling a couple minutes. Well, maybe it does nothing. It's about 60. It feels nice and cool now on the one. So I don't know, the other day, we'll see. I'm just gonna use it for today and see how it feels. Been working a while at the higher RPMs. So that's where it's at now. It's at probably 50 degrees or so. So I can't really say for sure if it works. But we're gonna start, well, not start, gonna continue doing some slow cutting in where I'm not exactly sure down trees are. All right, taking a little break, and look, you can see what I mean. Like, when I'm mowing, and I have the EPTO on, which is the economy PTO. I just ran over something plastic over here. No idea what that was. With all the dust in the air from cutting this thing, or cutting the grass, is just it's really dusty.